All right, what's up, YouTube? Kraken King back. Finally back in the lab. On the sharks. I know it's been a minute, but there's been a lot to think about and a lot of crafting and deck theory, thinking shit out. It's been tough. The meta is extremely unforgiving and hard to play, hard to beat right now. Sprite is extremely good. Tier Elements is extremely good. But yeah, I think we finally cooked something up for all the shark people out there. The reason I've been absent from the channel, haven't really been posting, is I've been testing the goatee stuff. And if you're unaware of what the goatee stuff is, it is... Goatee means fish, so it's a fish archetype, new fish archetype, TCG exclusive. And basically what it does, it plays around this one synchro monster, Goatee of the Deep Beyond, and its effect is it banishes the whole field on summon. So there's these two level 2s, Paces and Shift. When they're banished, they come back during the next standby. And then when they're on the field, their effects are, you can quick effect synchro. So basically the idea is to have two level 4s on the field. You have your level 2 float back, and then you sync into the level 10 on your opponent's turn. Banish the whole field. This guy's effect also, he will float during the next standby he's banished. So after playtesting that for about a month, I realized the deck's just not there yet. It needs that second wave of support for sure, and hopefully it gets some sort of E-Telly like Buzzsaw Shark that'll allow the deck to special from the deck. That's exactly what it needs. So that will be coming out in Darkwing Blast in October. So anxious to see what that will look like. But we won't know until like it drops because it's a TCG exclusive. We literally won't know until we get the decks. The box. So that is where I've been with the channel. So let's talk about sharks now. Sharks, I think we finally figured out the deck list, man. It's crazy, but this feels like the strongest the deck's ever been. I play tested it over the past couple of days, and I think this is crazy. For any shark players, this is what you should be playing against this meta right now. It is the only way. So with that being said, let's get right into the video, man. All right, starting off with the monsters, we have our best starter, 3 copies of Buzzsaw Shark. Best starter in the deck, normal summon, effect, special from deck. Free, 1 card, rank 4, and overall, your best starter. Moving on, we got 3 Beautiful Princess. Basically what this card does, you normal it, it banishes for cost, effect, it's going to special a level 4 from your deck. So essentially you're playing 6 copies of your Buzzsaw Shark. So another great starter, but the problem with it is it banishes for cost, so if it does get Ash, you don't have a body. So it's not quite as good as Buzzsaw, but it is essentially 6 copies. Best extender in the deck are 3 Abyss Shark. This card is so close to being good, man. The fact that it locks you out of water, locks you into water, and you can only control waters to activate its effect. That is the only 2 downsides of the card, but other than that, if you already have a body, it's a free rank 4 half the time. You can do this effect to search for your Silent Angler, which does the same thing, or your Crystal Shark, which is another level 5 body that you can make Kraken with. Abyss Shark, great extender, probably your best extender. Moving on, the next best extender, probably just as good as Abyss Shark, Silent Angler. You already have a body, it is gonna be a body. It doesn't activate, you just put this on the field if you control the water. Another great extender, non-fish card, 2 Tinyi Spirit Shithana. Shithana is a really good card in all of your combos because it's always going to get you a body on the field. Effect, control no monsters, you're always going to start with Shithana. Great extender for the deck. We got the 1 right hand and the 1 crystal. These are what you're going to be Special right hand 90% of the time off a buzzsaw. You always can search this if you have a Bishark and you have like an angler in hand. You don't need to search angler because it'll lock you out of your hand. So you can search this, go Crystal Shark, and then angler. Another really neat extender. And then also to pair with these two cards, Foolish Burial. So both of these cards have really good effects in grave. So if I control no monsters, I can special this from the grave for free. And if I control a monster, I can special this from the grave for free. So playing Foolish Burial with these two can get you a free body most of the time. So two really good cards and neat extenders from the grave. All right, spells. We got 2 White Mirror. I think in every list I've played so far, I've played this at 3. But I think with this build and what we're playing, it's only necessary at 2. We actually cut the UDF package because we just couldn't fit it anymore, and it's not particularly great right now. But yeah, 2 White Mirror. 2 more extenders. We got Instant and Ready. This will just summon you your copy of Rare Fish. All right, generic stuff. We got 2 Desires, a Called By. We need to be able to draw. Called By is just a really good card. General for hand traps and just setting it's really good. So here's where we get to the spice, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it gets interesting. Terraforming, Mystic Mine. This card is unreal in this deck. It feels so good to be able to play this card right now, just against Sprite, against any of the meta decks. It feels so good to drop this. So let's say your opponent just has a board set up, you're going second, you try to play your turn, they use all their negates trying to play it, and then you just activate mine when it can't be negated, and you can either sit on it if you know they have an out, or you just win the game if they don't have a main deck out. So 3 Mystic Mine, we'll keep the text out. Moving on, we got 3 Dark Ruler. I've mained this before, but we're just playing a lot of power spells and anything we can do to out Sprite and 2 element boards. But yeah, 3 Dark Ruler. Now we're playing 3 Super Poly. I think Super Poly is a really insane card right now, and especially with the card Mud Dragon. So Kragen's effect makes everything water. So regardless of what they have on the board, you're going to be able to Super Poly into Mud Dragon because he takes 2 monsters with the same attribute but different type. So since everything's water, you're always going to be able to Super Poly, and I think Super Poly is insanely good in this format. And then to top those off, goes in match. So this is like our main. This is how we win the game, basically. And we want to activate Mystic Mine, we want to make Kragen, and we want to set Gozen and Super Poly. That's how we're going to play the deck now. We are pretty much playing for time, or playing to kill you with Super Poly. So this is our lineup for that, and then we also are playing 3 Infinite Impermanents. Kind of the only hand trap I'm playing right now. I don't think hand traps are particularly good. I think playing Mystic Mine, Dark Ruler, and Super Poly is better than hand traps. Then we just play Imperm because you can still set it going first, and having some interruption is nice on your opponent's turn. So that is the main deck for Sharks. I think this is big brain as fuck, and it's meta breaking. I think this can beat meta decks. Moving on to the extra, we got 1 Mud Dragon. 1 Mud Dragon for your Super Poly, like I just talked about. So Garura, this is the new card. 2 monsters with the same type and attribute but different names. So really good against tier sometimes. Very, very neat card that just came out and powered the elements. Rare Fish for our instant and ready target. Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is really good against the tier matchup right now. A lot of stuff going on in the graveyard. We play one Bahamut, two Bahamut and two Toad. This is pretty standard in all your builds. So moving on, we got the Kraken package. Gotta play two. We cut down on the spawn since we don't play the UDF anymore. We just play one spawn, so we can have that float effect, but can't fit it at two anymore. We got our Chakanine and Borbo in the Zeus combo. I think this is really necessary. With Dark Ruler in the main, you just Dark Ruler, go into this, clear their board, you sit on it again. And not to mention, you can do this, you can make this under Mind. Like, if let's say you know you're not going to win under Mind, like you Desires already, you activate Mind, you normal Buzzsaw effect. If they have whatever, you make Buzzsaw goes into Chakanine goes into Borbo goes into Zeus, and then you can Zeus under Mind so they can't respond to it. So not only are you outing their board, you're outing your Mind, and then you're sitting on Zeus with two more material to end the game that way. I think it's really good combo. Yeah, so Zeus Mind combo is extremely good. And also with Dark Ruler, it's the same thing. And then we play the one Cook. This can be Baguska, but I like Crook more. I think Crook's a little neater. Because you're always going to have Buzzsaw in rotation. I think Cook's cool. So that is the deck list. I can show you on the side. Side deck. Side deck, we got one Pink. I think Pink's really good. Harpies, Red Reboot, Twin for your back row decks. 3 evenly matched. Really good card for us going second. Trap Trick, 2D Barrier. And then basically what we're doing with the rest of our stuff, keeping one Kaiju. This is right. So then this is neat. Going first, we have a lot of going second cards. You can even go second with this build, but what we're siding in, this is going to be 3 Trap Trick. No, not 3 Trap Trick. 3 Artifact Sanctum and 1 Scythe. Being able to Scythe your opponent seems cool. So we're going to side that going first because we have so many cards going second in our main. We need a lot of going first cards. So that's why we play D-Barrier, Trap Trick, and then we're going to play Sanctum as well going first. So that is the deck list, man. Sorry about the absence. Yeah, Kraken King, Deuce, and y'all enjoy.